Hi Bromies, this is Ricky with Bromero Cards, and today is going to be a different video than I normally do. I have joined forces with Candoodle Creations, and we are going to talk about Eating Disorder Awareness Month. And what I'll do is you guys could just watch the video and listen to me chat a little bit, and I'll just be going through a couple facts and some myths about eating disorders and some of my own struggles with eating disorders. Now, I do want to say that some language in this may be triggering for others, especially people that do have eating disorders. I will not try to talk about food or calorie intake or exercise or anything like that. But yeah, I just wanted to, a lot of people probably know this about me because you follow me on Instagram and I'm pretty open about it. But I have struggled with overeating and eating disorder, binge eating, pretty much my entire life since I was about 12 or 13. And all through my life, I was always a heavy person. Um, it caused me to feel self doubt and to not really be myself because I was very shy and I did not want to be seen or heard because I just felt like I was undeserving. And a lot of this came from this eating disorder and how I portrayed myself as a person. And so, all through my life, I would lose a bunch of weight and then gain it back, and lose a bunch of weight and gain it back. And it happened about 4 or 5 times in my lifetime. And the root cause of that, I found out because I started to go to a food counselor and a psychologist to understand why I do the things I do with food. And what we found out is that most of the time when I relied on food, it was because of a trauma that happened in my life. So, one of those first traumas was my parents' divorce when I was younger. Um, I remember just eating a lot, not really having healthy foods. My mom was, um, she was a mom that was raising two kids, and she always didn't have the time to feed us correctly or the education to feed us the proper foods. And so that was a problem, and I started gaining weight then. And then once I got to high school, I pretty much thinned out a little bit. And then I started working at a fast food restaurant, and the stresses of school and working, I started to put on a little weight. And then I lost a bunch of weight. And then my father passed away when I was 22. And I gained a massive amount of weight from this because of a depression and anxiety that I had. Once I got over kind of that and went through counseling, I lost the weight, another thing would happen, and then I would just gain weight. And so the last thing that happened that caused this massive weight gain was when my mother passed away. And, that was a very hard situation for me because then both my parents were gone and I gained a lot of weight. And I weighed the most I ever weighed. And I lived that way for a good 4 years. And as I started to get older, things started being weird with my body. I wasn't feeling well. Just mentally, I was not okay. So I decided to, go get checked out at my doctor because I wasn't feeling well. And I knew I was overweight, but I was taking high blood pressure medication. I was on a CPAP machine. I was taking um, diabetes medications, or I wasn't taking them then, but um, I come to realize that I should have been. And so I went to the doctor last year, and that's when I got the news that my blood pressure was at stroke level, and at any moment I could have died from a stroke, and that I needed to be on um, diabetes medications and things like this. And I decided that that was it, that I was way too young to feel this anymore, and that I finally needed to address my eating disorder and my anxiety and my stress and my depression from all of this. So I decided to start seeing a counselor, um, to talk about my food situations and also see a dietitian and all of that great stuff. So, you know, I was in this program and I did a lot of counseling. I learned a lot about food and how, humans can have an unhealthy relationship with food and why it happens and what we can do to help this issue that we have. Um, it's eating disorder is a complex mental illness with physical manifestations, and they involve extreme emotions, attitudes, and behaviors surrounding weight and food. And so those are the things that I kind of learned. And these are some quick facts about eating disorders. Um, it affects people of all genders, ages, races, ethnicities, body shapes, weights, sexual orientation, and socioeconomic statuses. And about 1 to 3% of the population, about 30 million people in the US and 1 million in Canada, suffer from an eating disorder. And they also have the highest mortality rates of any psychiatric illnesses. And every hour, at least one person dies in the US as a direct result of an eating disorder. So, these are some of the things that I was learning, and my counselor was helping me how to work through these emotions without relying on food. And so I started doing this, and I gradually started losing weight. And, but I still had this anxiety and this nervousness in my body because I knew that I would lose the weight and I would just gain it. So when I talked to my doctors about this, they were asking me, if weight loss surgery would be an option for me. And I really did not want to do this surgery because I felt like I could do it on my own. There's a big stigma about this surgery, and I just didn't feel ready to accept that responsibility. So I continue to work with my doctors and my psychologist and my dietitian. And, I was doing really successful. And then in the middle of this year, after tons of counseling and going through classes and nutrition classes, I decided that the surgery was right for me. It may not be right for everyone else, but, um, I decided to have this surgery so that I could live. And that's what I did. And, I'm very thankful for the surgery. It's given me a whole new life. And, I'm not saying that you should go out and have the surgery. Not at all. No medical advice here. So please do not think this is medical advice. Just sharing my experience. And it's given me a whole new life. And I feel good. I feel more confident. I don't struggle as much with how I look or what people think of me. And I'm sleeping better. I'm no longer on blood pressure medication. I'm not on any diabetes medication. I'm off my CPAP machine. I no longer have to take acid reflux medication. So this surgery has literally saved my life. And I see a whole new life around me with food. And I still see a counselor. And so, I was very open about this on Instagram because I didn't want people to notice the weight loss without an explanation. Um, and I did not want to feel like I was hiding it from anyone. So that's why I was very open about it on Instagram. And I'm still open to it to this day. So when people ask me questions, I'm very honest about it. I'm not going to say it's hard. It was a life changing decision. It changes the organs inside your body. Your food choices have to be very different. You have to constantly think about the choices you're making. And so it's not an easy thing to live through, but I had to do it to live. So, and that's why I did it. But, you know, eating disorders, a lot of people think they're choices, but an eating disorder is not a choice. No one chooses, oh, I'm just going to be super overweight. That's not really how it works. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, and I just hope that maybe you'll read a little bit more into this. And if you do suffer from an eating disorder, or you feel like you do suffer from an eating disorder, please see the information below. There will be other people along this video hop that will also have videos that may tell their stories or may give more facts about eating disorders. So I urge you to go along with the hop. If you're coming from Instagram, welcome. If you didn't know about Instagram, head over to my Instagram, Bromero Cards, and pick up the hop there because there's an Instagram hop and a video hop. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for listening. And if you do need help, please read the information down in the comments. And if you'd like to leave a comment, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. I hope that you all are well and you're able to learn something. Maybe reach out to someone if you need assistance or someone that needs assistance. Be there for them. And you guys have a great week. And thank you so much. You have a great day. Bye bye.